It was good. I got a lot of messages of everybody asking me to share my thoughts on that whole Shartimus live with Boog and Talker Arts, and I was like, publicly, I don't really care to share my thoughts on it. It's not even really worth it. I thought in general the whole thing was laughable, but I did post up my thoughts on it for my private clan members. The link to join the channel is in the description below, so all of my private members, make sure that y'all head over there just to check out that video if you want to, because probably for about five or 10 minutes I spoke on everything that I saw during that ridiculous ass live stream. Guys, I just gotta do a quick news update. I gotta do a quick news update because of this, because we all know I'm gonna find my figures Instagram page. You guys know, like, this is where my go-to for just action figure news in general. And Mezco posted their RumbleCon reveals, and a part of their reveals was a few nice things. I love this shit. Like, Mezco is hitting hard, right? But this is what we all here for. This thing looks beautiful, right? Like, I know it looks beautiful, but what I'm also concerned with is, because it's Mezco, is that this thing is gonna have a beautiful price tag associated with it. Let me say it again. I love the way this thing looks. I absolutely love the way this vehicle looks. It has the guards on the mirrors. Like, this thing looks beautiful. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have lights because it's Mezco, and the mech had lights, and I believe it has sounds too, but let's just say lights. This thing I don't see being cheaper than $300. If it is, I will be extremely surprised. But you guys know I like to army build, and I like to army build vehicles, and whether it's a mech or it's a truck, at $300 or $350 or more, for me, that's out of my price range for army building. Like, I don't feel good spending $1,000 to have 3 or 4 items as far as army building is concerned. Even though it looks beautiful, this doesn't affect the Vanguard for me the same way the Vanguard doesn't affect the Vamp. All 3 of them are very different vehicles to me. All comparable, all trucks, all very comparable. I cannot wait to compare them, actually, but they're all trucks. All have wheels, all have a top, bottom, and middle, except the Vamp. The Vamp doesn't have a top. So the Vamp is like a glorified Doom buggy, like an assault version of a Doom buggy. And that's why I said the Vanguard, seeing it in person at multiple conventions where Vala had it set up, it's more than likely going to be twice the size of whatever the Vamp size is going to be. Not to mention, it can fit twice as many figures on it, in it, whatever, however you want to say it. Twice as many figures can go on or inside of the Vanguard than versus that Vamp. The Vamp is a glorified Doom buggy, and I love it. I cannot wait to get it. The Vanguard is more of a tank. This to me fits more in that tank category. But goddamn, the price of this is gonna be a tankish price too, because it is Mezco. So I'm not taking nothing away from Mezco. I love the way this thing looks, and if one day I can possibly get it on sale for around the same price as the Vanguard, I wouldn't even question it. I would pick this thing up so fast. But I am really assuming, guys, that this thing is gonna be about $350 the cheapest. Honestly, I think this thing is going to be like $350 the cheapest. The question of this video will be, what's a reasonable army building price for you when it comes to vehicles or larger scale items like this, or a mech suit? Like, what is a reasonable price for you to army build that item or that vehicle, or, you know, that thing? Except for figures, this is totally different than figures. Is the inside going to be real leather? Like, is the dashboard going to be able to light up? Because that mech suit was beautiful, so I can only imagine what the inside of this thing is going to look like. I cannot wait to get more information on this, but I already know the price is going to be hefty. And with that being said, guys, I'm already counting myself out of this because of the price. Now, like I said, if I could just get one on sale, maybe that'd be a different vehicle. Maybe this would be the vehicle that Destro and Cobra Commander drive around in. Like, I don't see myself army building this vehicle because of that price. The Vamp, I see myself army building without a doubt. Getting multiple, being able to kit bash them, paint them, do whatever I want to do to it. Same with the Vanguard. You're talking about these vehicles are under $200 and they look like great vehicles. I'm cool with that. I don't mind getting 2 or 3 or this, however, at $350 or possibly even more. I'm not gonna see myself army building this at all. To be honest, guys, I don't like paying more than $200. I think $200 might be my cutoff for vehicles. It has to be something like the Dragonfly, like a big ass helicopter or something, to get me to be okay with the idea of spending more than $200 on a vehicle. And I don't see this thing coming in at $200 or $250 at all. I see it being $300 or greater. And with that price, guys, I don't you could count me out. I'm not army building this thing. If I could pick up one on sale, I'd be appreciative for that. Is it me? Like, I just never feel comfortable playing with a really expensive toy, or I'm nervous the whole time I'm playing with it because I don't want it to break. I don't want to have to buy a new one. I don't want to damage it. I don't want to scratch it. I don't want to mess it up. That's the way I am. So you could say I have cheap taste or whatever, and I actually like to pose my figures and, you know, put them in really dynamic poses on my trucks. I don't like to have to be worried about, hey, if I scratch it, I don't want to worry about that. To army build this thing, you will hit $1,000 super fast, and I don't want to spend $1,000 on a 6-inch scale vehicle. It does not mean that this thing isn't beautiful. This thing is gorgeous. It has the top, it has the gun. I wonder if it has the gun on the back. Like, overall, this thing just looks beautiful. I cannot wait for the full solicitation so we can see all the accessories, the lights, just to see everything that it does and it comes with. But I'm sure it's gonna have a HasLab price to it too, and this only makes Hasbro look worse because I'm pretty sure this thing is bigger than a Ghost Rider, right? I'm pretty sure this thing overall has more plastic and probably took more ingenuity or whatever than that Ghost Rider car, and especially if this thing got sounds too, as well as lights. So once again, just another company not making Hasbro look the best with their greedy choices at times. Also, not to mention, this isn't crowdfunding, man. I'm sure they're just gonna do pre-orders the same way they did with the mech, and then this thing will be out. And the mech came out super fast. I don't get it. Sometimes with Mezco, an item can take forever, and then other times it's out super fast. So I'm hoping this is on the super fast side, because I would love to see this thing in person. But for me personally, this does not affect the Vanguard. This does not affect the Vamp, because all three vehicles are very different. I feel like the Vamp is going to be the cheapest of the cheapest vehicles that you can get, and it should be. It looks super lightweight, doesn't have a top, can't fit that many figures. The Vanguard is right in the middle. It's a tank. You could fit a bunch of figures in it. Doesn't look lightweight. Looks like a miniature, like heavy assault vehicle. And then you got this thing. This is the more premium, more upscaled, and it's gonna come with that premium price too. So we're living in the greatest time ever of action figures, guys. I don't say that joking around. We have the internet. We have third-party companies. We have independent companies. This is the greatest time ever to be alive. Some people want to fight and pick a side, like, oh, if I'm buying classified, I'm not gonna buy Valaverse, or if I'm buying Valaverse, I'm not gonna buy. That sounds ridiculous. Those are the guys that say, hey, if you like Marvel, you can't like DC. You sound ridiculous to me, at least. You sound ridiculous. I will buy whatever my price range, whatever I'm comfortable with buying in my price range. And this thing looks beautiful, but I just think this thing, the price range of it is not gonna allow me to army build comfortably in my mind. You know, I like to play with my figures. I don't want to be worried about breaking them. This thing looks beautiful, guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this truck. And as soon as we get more information on it, I will be posting it, man. Sorry, I wanted to get this video up like a day ago, but I've just been busy. Yo, shout out to everybody. I appreciate you guys. And if you want to join the channel, link in the description below to get all the behind the scenes access. Shout out to my Ninja Clan members. Guys, life is short. Try to appreciate it more than you complain about it. Peace.
G.I. Joe, classified, Marvel Legends on my mind, Valaverse in NECA time, Mythic Legions I must find, SH Figure Arts I can't lie, Rebel Tech got my pockets dry, Set Action Figures for life, Articulated Ninja is nice, yeah, you might wanna subscribe, Action